chosen one. There is a version of you that your family does not know exists. A version that shows up at 3 in the morning when everyone else is asleep. The one who sits in the dark scrolling through old photos wondering when exactly you stopped recognizing the person staring back at you. That version is the real you, and she is exhausted from pretending the daytime version is enough. I know because I see her. I see the way you pause for just a second too long before you answer when someone asks if you are okay. I see the smile you practiced in the mirror before you left the house this morning. I see the 15 different responses you typed and deleted before you finally just sent back a thumbs up emoji. You have become so good at being fine that you forgot what feeling actually feels like. And that is not strength, that is survival mode. And survival mode has an expiration date. You are 3 weeks past yours. This message found you because you are standing at a crossroads you did not know existed. One path leads to the life you have been performing. The other leads to the life you have been postponing. And the tragedy is not that you might choose wrong. The tragedy is that you might not choose at all. You might just keep standing here frozen until the choice gets made for you by time, by circumstance, by someone else's expectations. So before you scroll past this, before you convince yourself this is not for you, I need you to give me 8 minutes. Not because I have all the answers, because in 8 minutes I am going to show you 3 things. First, I will name the exact moment you traded yourself for acceptance and why that trade is bankrupting you. Second, I will give you a mirror test so accurate. It will tell you whether you are living your life or narrating someone else's. And third, I will hand you the one question that will change everything, if you are brave enough to answer it honestly. But you have to stay until the end. Because the you who finishes this message will not be the same you who started it. And if that is not worth 8 minutes, I do not know what is. If you are still here, if something in your chest just shifted when you read those words, let your like be your way of saying I am listening. Not for me, for the part of you that is tired of being quiet. Now, let me take you somewhere specific. Somewhere you have been before but never named out loud. It is Tuesday night. You just got home from work or school or wherever you spend your days doing things that do not light you up anymore. You walk in and the first thing you do is take off the mask. Not a literal mask, the emotional one. The one that keeps your face arranged in a way that does not make people ask questions. You set your bag down, you kick off your shoes, and for exactly 4 seconds you let yourself feel the weight of how tired you actually are, but only 4 seconds. Because if you sit with it any longer, you might not get back up, so you immediately distract yourself. You open the fridge even though you are not hungry. You check your phone even though no one texted. You turn on the TV even though nothing is on, anything to avoid sitting with the silence. Because in the silence, the truth gets too loud, and the truth is this: you do not remember the last time you did something just because you wanted to, not because someone expected it, not because it looked good, not because it kept the peace. You do not remember the last time you said no without feeling guilty about it. You do not remember the last time you said yes and actually meant it. You have become a person who lives in the margins of your own life, making everyone else the main character, while you play the supporting role. And you tell yourself it is noble, you tell yourself it is love, you tell yourself it is maturity. But deep down, in that 3 a.m. version of you, you know the truth. You are hiding behind being helpful, behind being reliable, behind being the one who never causes problems. Because if you show up as the full version of yourself, the messy version, the version with needs and wants and boundaries, people might not like that version as much, so you keep her locked away. You bring her out only when you are alone. And every single day, the gap between who you are in public and who you are in private gets wider. That gap has a name. It is called disconnection. And it is killing you slowly. If you just saw yourself in that description, if you felt your throat tighten or your chest get heavy, I need you to type the words "I see it" in the comments. Just those 3 words. Let them be your acknowledgement that you are not imagining this. Now, let me show you exactly how you got here, because you did not start out this way. There was a version of you that said what she thought without rehearsing it first. A version that laughed too loud and did not apologize for it. A version that took up space and did not shrink to make room for everyone else. But somewhere along the way, something happened. Maybe it was a parent who needed you to be smaller so they could feel bigger. Maybe it was a friend who made you feel like your excitement was too much. Maybe it was a partner who loved the idea of you but not the reality. Maybe it was just the world, teaching you over and over that being yourself comes with a cost, and so you learn to edit. You learn to perform. You learn to become the version of you that gets the least resistance, and it worked. People liked that version. They praised that version. They needed that version. So you kept playing the part. But here is what no one tells you about that trade. When you give up yourself to gain acceptance, you do not just lose yourself. You lose the ability to feel accepted at all. Because deep down you know they do not actually love you. They love the performance. And no matter how much praise you get, it never fills the hole because the praise is not for you. It is for the mask. Let me show you 5 signs that you are living this way right now, and I want you to count them, because the more signs you recognize, the closer you are to the breaking point, and breaking points are not bad. They are the place where change becomes possible. The first sign is you have started asking permission for things you used to just do. You ask if it is okay to take a break. You ask if it is okay to spend money on yourself. You ask if it is okay to have feelings. You have internalized the idea that your needs are negotiable. The second sign is you have become allergic to compliments. When someone says something nice about you, your immediate reaction is to deflect or minimize or redirect. Not because you are humble, because you do not believe them. Because the version of you they are complimenting is not the real version, so their words feel like they are about someone else. The third sign is you have stopped making plans that are just for you. Your calendar is full of obligations to other people, meetings, appointments, commitments. But when was the last time you put something on your calendar just because it would make you happy? When was the last time you prioritized your joy with the same urgency you prioritize everyone else's needs? The fourth sign is you have started counting. You count how many times you help someone versus how many times they helped you. You count how many texts you sent versus how many you got back. You count how much energy you gave versus how much you received. And the counting is exhausting, but you cannot stop, because you need the data to prove what you already feel, that the relationship is unbalanced, that you are giving more than you are getting, that you are running on empty while everyone else is full because of you. The fifth sign is the most telling. You have stopped trusting your own feelings. When you feel hurt, you immediately question if you are being too sensitive. When you feel angry, you wonder if you are overreacting. When you feel sad, you convince yourself you do not have the right to be. You have trained yourself to doubt your own emotional reality, and that doubt keeps you trapped. Because if you cannot trust what you feel, you cannot act on what you feel. And if you cannot act on what you feel, nothing changes. If you recognized 3 or more of those signs, I want you to comment the number. Just the number. Let it be your declaration that you see what is happening. Now, here is the part that is going to hurt but also set you free. You did not end up here by accident. You chose this, not consciously, not maliciously, but you chose it. Every time you said yes when you meant no. Every time you swallowed your words to keep the peace. Every time you made yourself smaller to make someone else comfortable. Those were choices. And I am not saying that to shame you. I am saying that to empower you, because if you chose this, you can choose differently. But first, you have to stop lying to yourself about why you are really doing it. You tell yourself you are being selfless, but selflessness and self-abandonment are not the same thing. Selflessness is choosing to give from a full cup. Self-abandonment is pouring from an empty one and calling it love. You tell yourself you are keeping the peace, but there is no peace in a relationship where one person has to disappear for the other to be comfortable. That is not peace. That is a hostage situation. You tell yourself you are being strong, but strength is not the ability to carry everything without breaking. Strength is the ability to put things down and walk away when they are not yours to carry. The real reason you keep doing this, the reason you have not stopped, is because you are afraid. You are afraid that if you show up as your full self, you will be rejected, and you are not wrong to be afraid. Some people will reject you. The people who benefited from your silence will not like it when you find your voice. The people who needed you small will not celebrate you taking up space. The people who loved the performance will not recognize the real you. And that is terrifying. But here is the question you have to answer. Is being loved for who you are not worth losing people who only loved who you pretended to be? Let me give you the mirror test I promised. This will tell you the truth about whether you are living your life or performing someone else's. I want you to think about the last 7 days. In those 7 days, how many times did you do something that made you feel alive? Not productive, not responsible, not helpful, alive. How many times did you laugh so hard you forgot to be self-conscious? How many times did you lose track of time because you were so absorbed in something you loved? How many times did you feel like yourself, instead of feeling like the version of yourself you think you need to be? If the answer is 0 or 1, you are not living, you are existing, you are managing, you are surviving. But you are not living. And the longer you stay in survival mode, the harder it becomes to remember what living even feels like. Now here is the good news. You are not too far gone. The fact that you are still reading this means the real you is still in there, tired, buried, quiet. But still there, and she is ready to come back. She is just waiting for you to give her permission. So let me give you the tool that will start the return. This is not complicated. This is not some 10-step process. This is one practice that will change everything if you do it consistently. Every single morning, before you check your phone, before you start performing, I want you to ask yourself one question. What do I actually want today? Not what do I need to do? Not what does everyone else need from me? What do I actually want? And then I want you to do one thing, just one thing, that honors that want. It does not have to be big. Maybe you want to sit in silence for 5 minutes. Maybe you want to drink your coffee slowly instead of gulping it down. Maybe you want to say no to something without explaining yourself. Whatever it is, do it. And do it without guilt. Do it without justifying it. Do it without making it smaller than it is. Because every time you honor what you want, you are building trust with yourself. You are proving to that 3 a.m. version of you that she matters, that her needs are not negotiable, that she does not have to earn the right to take up space. Do that every day for 2 weeks and watch what happens. You will start to notice who respects your boundaries and who punishes you for having them. You will start to notice the difference between being loved and being needed, and that awareness is the beginning of everything. If this just gave you something concrete to hold on to, let me know. Let it signal that you are not just reading this, you are receiving it. Now let me tell you what happens when you stop abandoning yourself. Because this is the part most people do not talk about. They talk about the freedom. They talk about the authenticity. They talk about living your truth. But they do not talk about the grief. When you stop performing, you have to grieve the relationships that cannot survive your honesty. You have to grieve the version of you that people fell in love with. You have to grieve the fantasy that you can be yourself and still be universally liked. And that grief is real. It is heavy, it is lonely, but here is what is on the other side of that grief. You get to meet yourself again. Not the 3 a.m. version who only comes out in secret, the full version, the version who takes up space and does not apologize. The version who says what she means and means what she says. The version who knows her worth is not determined by how useful she is to other people. That version has been waiting for you, and when you finally stop performing long enough to let her out, everything changes. The people who stay will be the people who actually see you. The relationships that survive will be the ones built on truth instead of transaction. And the life you build will finally feel like yours. But none of that happens if you do not take the first step. And the first step is so simple it sounds stupid. Stop saying yes when you mean no. That is it. That is the whole thing. Stop saying yes when you mean no. Stop agreeing to things that drain you. Stop attending events you do not want to attend. Stop having conversations that make you feel worse. Stop giving your time to people who do not value it. Stop pretending you are fine when you are falling apart. Just stop. And I know what you are thinking. If I do that, people will be upset. You are right. They will be, and they will survive. Their discomfort with your boundaries is not your emergency. Their disappointment in your honesty is not your responsibility. You are not required to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. If this is landing, if you feel the weight of permission being given, comment the words "I choose me." Let it be your declaration. Let it be your line in the sand. Now, let me speak directly to the part of you that is afraid. The part that hears all of this and thinks, but what if I lose everyone? What if I am too much? What if the real me is not enough? I hear you, and I am not going to lie to you. You might lose some people. Some relationships will not survive your growth. Some people will choose the performance over the person. And that will hurt. But let me ask you this. If someone only loves you when you are small, quiet, and convenient, do they actually love you, or do they love what you do for them? Real love does not require you to shrink. Real love does not punish you for having needs. Real love does not make you choose between being yourself and being accepted. So yes, you might lose people, but you will not lose anyone who actually mattered, and the space they leave behind will make room for people who love the real you. People who do not need you to be perfect. People who celebrate your voice instead of silencing it. People who see you, all of you, and stay. Those people are out there, but they cannot find you if you are hiding behind a mask. Now here is what I need you to understand about timing. You are reading this message right now for a reason, not a mystical reason, a practical one. You are at the end of what you can carry. You can feel it. The weight of performing is getting heavier. The gap between who you are and who you pretend to be is getting wider, and you are running out of energy to maintain both versions. This is not a breakdown. This is a breakthrough trying to happen. But breakthroughs require you to break through something, and what you need to break through is the belief that you are only lovable when you are useful. That belief is a lie. And it is costing you everything. Your joy, your peace, your authenticity, your life. So here is the question I promised you. The one that changes everything if you answer it honestly. If you knew that being yourself would cost you some people but gain you your life back, would you do it? Sit with that question. Give me the answer that is true. Because your answer will tell you everything you need to know about what happened. If your answer is yes, even a scared yes, even a maybe yes, you are ready. If your answer is no, or not yet, or I do not know, that is okay too. But at least now you know what is holding you back. It is not that you cannot change. It is that you are choosing not to, and that is your right. But it is also your responsibility. Before I let you go, I need to tell you one more thing. You are not broken. You are not damaged. You are not too much or not enough. You are a person who learned to survive by disappearing, and survival is important, but you are not in danger anymore. You do not need to keep hiding. The performance kept you safe when you needed it, but it is not keeping you safe anymore. It is keeping you stuck, and the only way out is through the fear, through the grief. Through the discomfort of being seen. I cannot promise it will be easy, but I can promise it will be worth it. Because the life you have been postponing is not going to wait forever. At some point, the opportunity to choose yourself will pass, the door will close, and you will spend the rest of your life wondering what could have been if you had just been brave enough to be honest. Do not let that be your story. If you are ready to stop performing and start living, type the words "no more hiding" in the comments. Let it be your commitment, not to me, to you. And if someone came to mind while you were reading this, someone who is also hiding behind a performance, someone who needs to hear this, send it to them. Do not wait. Do not assume they are fine. This might be the permission they have been waiting for. You might be the person who helps them see they are not alone. Now let me leave you with this, the you that shows up at 3 in the morning, the one who sits in the dark wondering if this is all there is, that you is not the problem, that you is the solution. She is the one who knows the truth. She is the one who remembers what you actually want. She is the one who is brave enough to admit that the life you are living does not fit anymore. So stop silencing her. Stop hiding her. Stop making her wait until everyone else is asleep to exist. Bring her into the daylight. Let her speak. Let her take up space. Let her be seen, because she is not too much. She is exactly enough, and the world does not need another performance. It needs her. If this message did what it was supposed to do, if it gave you language for something you have been feeling but could not name, let your like be your amen. Let it send this message to someone else who needs to hear it. You are not alone in this. You are not the only one performing. You are not the only one tired. And you are not the only one ready to stop hiding. The life you have been postponing is waiting. The real you is ready. And all you have to do is choose. So choose. Choose yourself. Choose honesty. Choose the risk of being seen over the safety of staying small, because the greatest tragedy is not that you might fail. The greatest tragedy is that you might succeed at living a life that was never yours. You are not leaving a message, you are leaving a performance, and what you are walking into is not just a new chapter. It is your actual life, the one you were always meant to live. Go be her. The world is waiting.